we turning into zombies? Are we really as zombies? Waking up in the morning and scrolling and not feeling anything anymore, right? That's crazy. Like, do you feel numb? Do you see how numbness is taking over? Like, nothing really hits. You're watching videos and playing games, perhaps. You cannot even stand going for a walk without the phone. That's absolute disaster, right? There's no way to really go for a walk without the phone, without getting a panic attack. Yeah. This world is basically turning into zombie apocalypse, and it's not even funny. Millions of people feel disconnected. It's a serious problem. It's the biggest problem that we have right now in this world, and yeah, we have to do something about it. Definitely. There's no way to live like this. People say things like, this is where it gets absurd. We have normalized a life where you can go through full days, weeks, even months, and barely feel anything from it. People call that being productive, being busy, being responsible. But if it leaves you feeling empty all the time, how is that not a problem? Yeah, how is that not a problem? Let's talk about productivity. This is a good one. Yeah, you see this online all the time. People want to optimize everything. Optimize your day, your work, your study, your home life, your games, your relationships. I mean, essentially, this is like being a robot, right? You just want to be optimized left and right. Like, this is gonna make your life better and happier because we are robots. We are not really human. You're not human being anymore. You're human doing. You're just doing, optimizing everything. And when you're not optimizing, you are watching social media and scrolling and then watching AI videos. Like, it's just so stupid. It's just so stupid. It's ridiculous and absurd, and it's unacceptable. And I do not accept it. I'm looking for people that want to create society or community where this is not acceptable anymore. You know, when you remember those times when you were really connected to yourself, to the world, and when you were able to play I don't know, games or have hobbies and you felt alive. Sorry, there's a background noise. My girlfriend is talking to our dogs. But this was good life. This was really good life, and I miss it. I want this again. I want it back. Okay, I want to feel connected. I want to connect back to myself, to other people, and I want to be more aware and awaken. Like, awaken not in a spiritual way, as people say. This is a completely different topic, but I want to see the truth, right? I'm minimizing amount of input as far as the social media nonsense, consumption. If you constantly consume, you cannot create, right? Because consumption is basically opposite of creation. When you're creating something, you know, that doesn't have to be a YouTube video or any of this. Like, when you create anything, you can write for yourself. You see, people don't write for themselves anymore. They don't paint. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them, because it's just it's not satisfying enough as it used to be. You know, when you're really in a zone, when you really do something that is making your soul, your spirit, your mind happy, satisfied, you feel peaceful. You feel Like there is something inside you aligned with what you're supposed to be doing, right? But when you constantly consume and 99% of this content is garbage, then your mind turns into garbage. Just like with the food. If you eat crap, you're going to feel like crap. You're going to look like crap. So I'm very interested in knowing and feeling what other people feel. And that's why I'm devouring, internet. I'm looking for comments. I'm looking for observations. I'm trying to get a big picture of where this world is headed and how people really feel. Not the fake comments when people say, oh, things are great and everything is amazing. You just have to optimize your day, and you have to have your morning routine and drink your smoothie, and then, do yoga and I don't know, all those things. Like those morning routines are actually, then you have to journal as well. It's good to do those things, but the thing is that it's bullshit because it's fake. Because if you actually did all those things, you wouldn't do anything. That would take you a whole day. The morning routine, it would take you a whole day to complete. But regular people are working and they have kids, responsibilities, and problems to solve. So yeah, like we are watching, we're watching videos that look good but are not practical at all. We're trying to optimize our lives and be productive way too much. Life is not that complicated. It is really not. It would be much better if we just slow down, smell the coffee, and went for a walk. It's unbelievable how much anxiety, stress, disconnection there is. Especially a lot of young people are suffering from it. That is really, really messed up. I'm almost 50 years old, so I know how things used to be before the internet, before social media. So I still have reference point. But if I was like 18 now, man, they are in for it. They are, and they suffer it the most. I don't even judge them. They're getting dumber, and it's not really their fault. It's just the kids cannot even read anymore. English is not even my first language, and I started when I was 24, and I still make mistakes. I don't care. I just keep going. I know you understand me. I know you are able to understand what I'm trying to say. But kids are basically regressing. They're going backwards, right? They cannot read. I struggle to read. I used to read. I was never a big reader, but I used to read all right, And it's not about the comprehension. It's more about focus and staying with the story, staying actually excited about reading. But reading is becoming more boring because it's not stimulating. Because why would you be reading boring words if you can just hop on YouTube and hop on TikTok and just watch millions of movies and videos that will definitely make you feel way more excited, but it's the spike of this dopamine gonna shoot up and then come right down. And then you feel like a sack of shit because you just basically didn't learn anything. You won't do anything with it, and then the next day you're going to do exactly the same thing. You're gonna keep on watching this. So it's sad, it's a zombie land, and we need to do something about it. People are disconnected. They don't watch movies anymore because the movie sucks. They everything just feels like cardboard. Like there is no actual satisfaction anymore from it. It's absolutely diluted, right? So when I read things like at some point you have to question this. How did we end up in this place where people are living entire lives that don't even feel real to them? That line alone, right? They don't feel real. Yeah, it feels unreal. Because when you're trying to live normal life, but the input the content of your mind is what came from outside, from the internet, there's a disconnect, right? There is this conflict between what you are and what came from outside into your head. And that doesn't feel real because it's not real. Like TikTok videos are not real. That you cannot do anything with it. And the sad part is that we only have a finite amount of time. We're basically forgetting that it's all gonna end at some point, right? You don't live forever. And how stupid it is. You're gonna look back at some point. Look back at yourself after, I don't know, let's say you supposedly get to 70 or 80 years old, and you look back and all you remember is absolutely fucking nothing. It's just gonna be like this cluster of like this blob of videos and different content. Who knows what's gonna happen? Really, you won't be able to recall anything, and you're gonna feel so unachieved and so tricked and stupid. So that's why it's so important to really do something about it now. That's why I don't want to live like a zombie. I am really looking for people that this channel is the way to connect with people and start a discussion. I really would like to create a community of people that are willing to put their phones down, willing to listen, willing to share, and not just complain, bitch, and stay stuck. I am just sharing observation. This doesn't mean that I don't want to do anything about it. I do. This is still forming. This is forming in my own head right now. What do I know? I don't know how to answer all these biggest questions of life right now. But when I see this, when I see what people say, it's just like, it's crazy. It hurts. Because when I'm reading this, I'm actually trying to figure out what to do about this because I don't want to live like this. It makes no sense that you can fill your whole day with things and still feel nothing from it. I have tried cutting back, changing routines, doing different stuff, and still don't know what is supposed to bring that feeling back. That's hopeless almost. You know what I'm saying? That's almost hopeless. So, but I feel this person. I feel those people. And that's the people I'm trying to connect with. Those are the people that I'm trying to connect with. Right? Why nothing feels fun anymore? Why do we feel like we're being harvested, really? Yeah. I noticed this when I finally had free time. I used to want that so bad. And now when I get it, I just scroll, switch between things, try something, drop it, try something else. Nothing holds my attention. It's not even boredom. It's like nothing is strong enough to pull me in. With so much around us, this doesn't even cut. If this doesn't cut, I don't know what will. I don't know. Do you feel like nothing feels fun anymore? Yeah, that's right. Nothing feels fun anymore. Because if there's the biggest glass between you and the world, then yeah, nothing feels fun anymore. I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I'm at the beginning of my journey of waking up. I'm trying to wake up from the fucking zombie land, and I will do it. Because I want to fight for myself, and I want to connect with people that are actually feeling the same way. There's no way to live like this. Because this is basically living to die. Living for the end, waiting for the end to happen. And I'm not giving up on myself. And I know other people are also not giving up on themselves. Yeah, what else we got going on here? It's good to have some notes so I don't completely go off the rails. Yeah, I wrote this: life turns into passing time instead of living. Like, you want to live or you want to just exist? When you just exist, you feel disconnected, right? So there's a loss of curiosity, excitement, and real engagement. Real engagement is not just mindlessly writing comments or mindlessly sharing memes. That's not the point. The point is there's layers to this game, right? There's layers to life. And I want this to be as it used to be. As a kid, I could just sit by the river or lake and just throw rocks for hours, and I was just happy. It was peaceful. I haven't done this in forever. First of all, because I don't have time for this, too much time for it. But like, if I did find time, I wouldn't find this very exciting. And that's the point. This doesn't have to be exciting. That's where the mind is supposed to rest. This is where you're supposed to really feel that you are resting your mind, connecting with nature, stuff like that. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. We'll see how this goes. Maybe people will connect. Maybe people will wake up. Maybe I hope we are headed towards some kind of, I don't know, I don't want to call this revolution, but some kind of collective awakening that this is not the way to live. We need to be connected to each other. We need to be connected to ourselves, to the nature, things that really matter, not digital garbage that basically kills us slowly. So that's what I got. Peace.